Today, you're going to create or maybe update your Gmail email signature. This is very important and helpful in our virtual setting. Since you're communicating with your teachers often through email, this will add your name and your schedule to every message that you compose without you having to worry about adding it every time yourself. It'll be automatically added. We're going to start by going on our Google page to Gmail. For your Wilson K-12 email account, you probably have several emails loaded in here. I've deleted all of mine for privacy. We're going to go to the top right here, the settings icon, click there, and then click on this button that says see all settings. From there, we're under the general tab. We're going to scroll almost all the way to the bottom, lots of different settings here, till you see signature. From here, we're going to create a new one. If you already have one created, you can edit it, but likely you need to create a new email signature. You can name it whatever you would like. I'm going to put signature for 2023, or maybe fall 2023, or maybe sample signature. You can name it whatever you want. This is not your signature. This is just a name for your signature. So that's the signature I just created, the signature 2023. To the right of it is where I can create that signature that's going to go into my emails. So we're going to put your first and last name. First block, you want to put your class and teacher name for first, second, third, and fourth. So maybe you have Algebra 1, Miss Bryan. Maybe you have Biology, Miss Otis. Maybe you have PE with Miss Sharp. Now, this is the most generic way you can make it. You might want to use some of the editing tools, like we can make it bold. We can change the font. Maybe you would like to make it larger. Maybe you want to change the text color. On the left, we have background color. On the right, you have text color. So let's not choose any yellows for our text color, or this bright blue is probably going to be really hard to read. So stick with something that is easy to read and recognize. I could change all this to the same font style. You know, you can add a little bit of personality there, but let's make sure our name, first and last name, is there. Let's make sure our class periods are listed. This is helpful for your teacher, especially right now, the beginning of the school year or the beginning of the semester. Not quite sure which class period you're in, they can quickly look and refer back to it because you're probably asking about a grade or an assignment. So they can quickly go, oh, that student is in my second block class, or that student's in my fourth block class. We might want to add our focus teacher is a good option. Okay. Once you've created that, that's the fun part. There's a couple things we need to do to make sure that it sticks. So right below, you see this signature defaults. It says for new emails, I want to use your drop down. We're going to select that new email address. And also when we reply or forward. So if a teacher emails me and I reply, I want to be sure that I'm always using my signature. One more super important thing, scroll down to the very bottom and we want to save changes. Now, let's test it. You should be able to go to compose, and when you open up that new message, your email signature should auto-populate and you can write your message to your teacher. So for today, your assignment is to send me an email. Again, your signature should auto-populate. I want to see that beautiful signature that you just made. Send it to me. I'll put my email address up here, brianl@wilsonk12tn.us, or you can do at WC Schools. Either one works. Don't forget to include a subject. Your subject should always be something short, brief. You should not write a full paragraph in the subject line. So maybe for today, it would say something like, about me, because in the paragraph, tell me a little bit about you. This can be some of the things that were covered in our first day student survey. You know, what do you do with your free time? What's something interesting about you? Tell me about your family. Tell me anything you'd like to that's going to help me get to know you a little bit better. So tell me a little bit about yourself in the paragraph, include a subject line, and let's learn to use subject lines appropriately in our virtual setting. One last thing I want to show you is if your inbox is a mess, we need to be checking our email every day. So there's one way that you might want to explore to help you keep it organized, and that is using labels. So over here to the left, labels, you can create a new label, and then we can go into those settings and tell it how to filter our emails into these labels. So let's pretend I'm making a new label. Enter our new label name. Let's say it's math class. If you wanted to nest it under other folders, you can do that there as well. So I'm going to create my new label called math class. Once you've created your labels, let's go to settings, see all settings. Under filters and blocked addresses, we're going to create a filter. So right here towards the center, I currently have no filters. So I'm going to create a new filter, and you have lots of opportunities to work with this. Maybe it's from Miss Bryan, or maybe you've noticed in your inbox, it's always, maybe you don't want to do from Miss Bryan. Maybe instead for math class, it has the words algebra. Look over your inbox, look for those common themes. And so then once you've identified something, you don't have to fill in all of these. Your Gmail account's going to look for whatever you tell it to. So maybe it has the words algebra, create filter. And we're looking for apply the label math class. That's going to send it, that's going to give it that little label. There is this option to skip the inbox and archive it. If you're getting a lot of spam stuff from Schoology, maybe that is something you want to do. Be careful with that one, of course. We can mark it as read. We can star it. We could forward it to another address, delete it, never send it to spam, mark as important, never mark it as important, categorize if you have your categories. And then we can also apply the filter to the 9 matching conversations that I have at the moment. So that's a way you can help organize. When you click on that label on the left side, it's going to show you all of those messages at one time. And then, of course, you would hit create that filter. So hopefully that's one way to help you sort and organize your inbox. But today, make sure you create that email signature, put in your new schedule, add some personalization to it if you would like, and then send me an email. Tell me a little bit about yourself so I can see that lovely new signature that you've created, okay? Let me know if you have questions today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.